Now we wait
tracking is
a
bit
few
off right
minutes.
now.
Whoa.
Tracking is a bit off. Here you go. I think that should be fine now. Yeah.
Sorry, bot has joined. Crazy, bro. My one view.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Alright, time for me to stay polite. Because I don't know what's your age rating on your Twitch, so
It doesn't have the 18 plus thing. Also, it showed me when I went to my social tab, it looked like you were in a World War II world. What?
what?
Yeah,
showed
where
what?
there was a picture of like World War II bombers and everything. I'm like, what world was he in? But then it changed to the Kid Cafe, and it's just like, okay, committing war crimes before the QnA. Triangle Emperor,
Yes.
hello. Welcome. Yes, Stath is here too. We're gonna be waiting a few minutes.
No, I'm not that. I'm an imposter.
Yeah, it has a nose. It's not. It's not that at all. 100%.
Yeah.
Whoa. I want to give him a creamy donut. Triangle. Oh my word.
Project, your stream is not going to be like... Your stream is not going to be family friendly. I'm just gonna warn you in advance.
Oh no. R.I.P. Safe for Work stream.
If you only lurk on my stream and not really watch or listen on it, you're not good. You don't really know what kind of audience I have.
The goofy eye.
Like sometimes I'm just talking straightforward about something, and people are just finding a way to say that I'm sus.
Dang. I already drank my hydrate.
I think that.
Oh.
I think that can gives you an idea.
Hello, Justin. Welcome. You haven't had a Krispy Kreme in years, Triangle? Fair enough.
Same, basically.
Hello, Sky Furry. Welcome. We're gonna be waiting a few minutes before we start.
I didn't get like a Krispy Kreme in forever.
Dang, so true. Hello, Arrow. Welcome. Diamond, welcome. Yes, yes. We're gonna just be waiting a few minutes, like I said. Oh. Hope you all had a good weekend. Yo.
Oh boy, I wonder what the comment says about me.
Escavon, hope you're doing well. Yep, I'm doing well. How about you? Sky Furry says, how are you? I'm doing well. How about Zath? How's the Zath doing? What?
Terrible. I'm stuck with this guy.
Hey.
I'm being nice.
I'm sorry to ruin your day. No. Oh.
No, I am lacking a bit of sleep because I kind of like woke up in the middle of the night. All right.
Oh,
around well, not middle of the night, like around like 5 a.m. And the guy at the top floor of the apartment was like arguing with something or well, mostly someone, I guess.
Fun.
And because the wall are like thin, I could hear that. So I was like,
not fun.
Nice. Now I need sleeping music.
Diamond says Zath looks like kind of nervous. It might be because of the nose. Oh.
Wait,
Aeroplane
what looks
and Suskervon. Well, what Diamond was saying, Zath looks kind of nervous.
Do I?
Which I mean, he doesn't really have facial expression. I mean,
I do have facial expression.
You do have it, yeah. But I don't think you were doing any nervous expressions, so. Oh.
Probably by accident. I mean, sometimes I
Yeah.
do like facial expression by accident, so.
And Escarvon says, yeah, doing well. Just bake some pumpkin bread and impatiently waiting for it to cool down so I can nom. Fair enough. Yeah, it might be the pose. I mean, Zath technically has full body. Whoa.
I do have full body.
Yeah. That could be it then. Whoa.
I mean, if
We'll
I
give this
really
10 more
wanted
minutes.
to, you know?
Whoa.
If I wanted to, I could just... there you
Lay
go.
on the table. There you go. Perfectly fine.
Perfect for an interview.
Yep. 100%. Alright.
Hold on. When I'm laying like that, I need to add the warmers.
Alright. Ah, yes. Perfect pose for project to inspect the bee. Alright.
Yep. Though I have like a small play space, so like sometimes my tracking might go a little bit off.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll wait a few more minutes, which we're almost there. You. In the words of Project, no, not the toe beans. I'm not your into your toes. What?
In that case, it's more like
Whoa.
natural bean.
Nacho beans. What? So true triangle.
Natural bean. I'm looking at chat right now.
Right? Whoa. Staring at chat. Very intensely. Why?
Yeah.
Yes, Zath staring contest with chat. Whoa.
Hi, chat.
Oh my word, Zath adorable. What? Chat be gone.
Adorable? Well, what do you say about this then? That with a nose.
Zath is being cute, Charlie saying. What?
What?
Charlie,
Oh,
oh my
oops.
word. Zath do be pretty cute. Oh my word. Getting bored by Zath. What?
The war moment with that.
No?
You go back to the basement after that.
No?
No?
Project is cringe though. Oh my word, Charlie. You're cringe. Almost there. 30
Oh, yeah.
seconds. Whoa.
I forgot. I need to give your chat the beans. Hold on.
Chat needs the
Here you
beans.
go. Yes. You need the beans.
I'm not cringe. I'm in pain, Charlie says. What?
There you go.
Daily dose of beans.
Alright, you said
Cool.
30 seconds, so.
Yeah. I guess we can start the funny. Wow. You're totally prepared.
Wow.
Alrighty. First question. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and how you became a furry and why you started with the protogen species? Whoa.
That's multiple question in one question. Okay.
Yes. It's a little bit about
It's
yourself and then how you became a furry and then why you started with the protogen species. So 3-in-1 question.
okay. Well, I'm gonna start with about myself first.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm Zatrax. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of like new in the funny world of like streaming, of course. Like, I mean, I started like back in September.
Whoa.
Well, officially started
Hello, Simple Proto.
on
Welcome.
September. Since before that, I was trying like 4 years ago. But
Yeah.
what I was doing before was mostly me being like a digital artist. I'm still planning to do art. I'm just kind of like taking it more slowly now because it
Fair
becomes more like a hobby than an actual try to do a living out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I am a French Canadian, which kind of like explain the accent as well.
Canadian. Whoa.
Um,
Shocker.
Yeah, but I speak mostly English than French most of my days. So
Yep.
I'm single. Whoa.
Gotta point that out there.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
you said tell me about yourself. There you go. I'm single.
Whoa. That's crazy, bro.
Okay, so after that you said after myself, how did I become a furry, right?
Yes, how you became a furry. Ooh, that is correct.
how I became a furry is 18 plus content, 80 plus content, 80 plus content.
Oh, that's crazy.
Wow. To be honest, to be more family friendly on that, yeah, funny
It's called this
website.
cool website.
Yeah, funny website with the 3 funny numbers.
Yeah.
No, that was the way that it made me go free, but I found that out before that.
Mhm.
I had a roommate that was a furry. He was like having a wolf sauna.
Yo.
And before that, I used to draw a lot of like creature and like there was that whole like role play thing that I used to be part of. Like
Yeah.
at that time, that was kind of like the part of the cringe part of my life,
Furry roleplay.
No, it was not really furry. It was like mostly focused on something else, but I
Yep.
would be the guy that would usually pick like the cute creature or something like that, like.
The goofy.
And yeah, eventually, I kind of found this one artist on the web.
Yep.
Like they were doing cartoony cat alien things. It sounds weird when I put it that way, but
Yeah.
it's mostly like character that looks like cat intro.
Mhm.
And they had like their commission open, so I was like, yo, like, can I get one? And this is where I pretty much get my persona, which was like
Yeah.
an alien cat character. I'm still
That's cool.
thinking of trying to get like a 3D model out of that eventually. I just need the proper base that could
Okay.
fit the cartoon style.
Yeah, for
But-
sure.
Yeah, like I kind of put that character away due to like my past like relationship like experience because
Mhm.
yeah. Was there like anything else in that first question that I overlooked?
The last one was why you started with the protogen species.
Ah, so okay, that one is kind of like funny in some way.
Goofy.
Um, basically, I tried at that time this one app that was called Amino. I don't know if you heard of it.
Amino. I never. No.
It was some sort of like server chatting, just like if you were like browsing some forums, but mostly based on specific topic, like Reddit's. And while I was browsing on that, I found the Protogen thing. So I kind of just looked at it and I was like, yo, like, is that free to use? Can I make my own?
Yeah.
Funny enough, Cold Dart was not my first Protogen.
Whoa.
I used to have another one called Mint.
Mint.
After that, I got Kiwi, which I do have like the 3D model of it.
Yeah.
The main reason why I don't use Mint and Kiwi, even though I do have the 3D model of Kiwi, is it didn't felt like those belong to me because I didn't design Mint, someone else did, and they were trying to scam me out of that. And basically Kiwi, I pretty much just bought a character.
Yeah.
As like Cold Art, I just found the ref sheet on my PC and I was like, let's try something, you know.
Nice. I believe that's it for the first one. What do you enjoy doing in your free time?
Really depends, to be honest. And it's also like very, like,
clearly working. No, I'm kidding.
Basically, well, I mean, working is not part of having free time.
No.
To be honest, when I got too much free time, I'm just either like browsing some random video on YouTube. Some of them can pretty much make you lose some brain cells, which is kind of like...
I see that.
Aside from that, I'm kind of just trying to find like something to do. I mean, usually what I would do is pretty much either like work on 3D model, like to, for example, like to upgrade this brute, like add fashion and stuff like that. But because of my lack of money, I cannot do that right now.
Yeah.
So most of my time is pretty much just YouTube and play some games.
Fair enough. I'm starting to dislike YouTube because of the ad blocker thing. That's the only reason. Because
I mean, they did spoke about it. Like, they spoke about it a few years ago, so I was expecting that.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
I believe that's
it's kind of like annoying. But yeah, that's the only thing I can pretty much answer. Like, there's nothing much going on in my life right now, so.
Yeah, unless you're doing like commissions or something.
Well, commission is also like another thing that I could speak of.
Is that considered your free time? But
somewhat, basically.
Yeah.
But I was not getting enough commission with my art, which is why I was trying to get back into streaming.
Yeah, for sure. Alrighty. What is your favorite book, movie, or TV show, and why?
book, movie, and or all three?
It's you can either choose one or do all three. It's your choice. Oh, you can either do one or all three. It's your choice.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, my mic is muted. So I said it, and it's just like, wait a minute, I'm muted.
I'm not a huge reader, so I don't really have a favorite book, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um, book makes me sleepy.
Sleepy book.
Or if they don't make me sleepy, I'm just having issue concentrate reading.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why like I'm not a huge fan of books, because I don't know if I have something, like some sort of like ADHD or
Mhm.
whatever. I should look or ask a doctor about that, but like even if I do have like a lot of patience, it feels like sometimes I try to
Yeah.
focus. It like I mentioned reading book, but like it goes also for like when I'm drawing. Like there will be like a music or a video on the side. I'll be like, oh, what's this? And I'll just keep watching video afterwards,
Yeah. Fair
Like,
enough. You need like those
as for books,
distractions
it's
to
this.
go away.
Yeah, and as for books, it's basically the same thing. I'm gonna read something, eventually I'm gonna like, oh, something's happening down there. Oh, there's something down there as well, but I need to read all of that first.
That's great.
so,
Oh.
so I don't know if I have like some sort of ADHD. I need to ask at some point.
Yeah.
So yeah, clearly book are not my cup of tea. When it comes to movie and what was the other thing you said? Movie
TV
or
show.
TV show? So those are a bit hard to answer because I don't watch often movies, but
Oh,
I
how?
watch a I've watched a couple in the past couple of
Yeah.
months. Um, I will have to say, man, that's a very complex one. Um, so I will start with the TV show. All right,
Yeah.
TV show. I think a lot of people will agree on me because it's such a fucking classic. Um,
Oh.
Futurama.
Futurama. Yo.
Yeah, I grew up with that. It's so great. Even my father was watching that with me when I was young. We were both enjoying that.
Yeah.
And I've learned not too long ago that they kept going with the show, which I was like, yo, no way.
That's pretty cool. Oh.
So I need to catch up with the show now. um, but yeah, when it comes to movie, um, I don't think I have like a favorite one. Like there
Yeah.
will be some that I will say that they are pretty bad, or that they're pretty good.
Hello,
But
Sparktra. Welcome.
I don't really have a favorite one. If
Yeah.
I will have to say that I
We're
have to
just doing
pick
some
something,
questions with Zath.
um,
Yeah.
I would probably go because they did ask me at the theater when I was working there, favorite character in a movie or favorite movie. So I
Yeah.
pretty much went with um that movie series that I very enjoyed watching, which was like the Guardian of the Galaxy.
Yo, classic.
Yeah, so but I usually don't have like a favorite one. Like usually I would love like more cartoony things, but so far
Yeah.
I have not found something that kind of like piqued my interest. So
Also, Spyro actually agrees with you about Futurama. Yo.
yo, let's go.
Alrighty. Ooh, here's the next one. Do you have any travel experiences that left a significant impact on you?
Yes.
Oh.
Um. So I traveled 3 times in my life. twice in Paris, and well, I mean, you know the other one, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
um, so Pittsburgh and Paris both left me with some sort of experience that I was not expecting to have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start with Pittsburgh with IntroCon of this year.
Yeah.
Because there's something that was kind of like a little bit more like interesting when it comes to Paris, and I want to keep that to the last. But basically, there was just something about like not only going to the US for the first time, but also like seeing all of your like VR chat friends IRL. That was
exactly.
kind of like very, very dope.
For sure.
And that was honestly part of an experience that I have like enjoyed a lot. Like I've never been that happy like in my entire fucking life.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of why like now I'm like, yeah, I want to travel again. I want to go to another convention. I want to see all of those wonderful people that I've met.
It was pretty cool.
When it comes to Paris, so usually people would be like, oh, the Eiffel Tower, you know, like is the thing that probably marked you and all because it's so huge and all, you know.
Yep.
Actually, that was not the thing that marked me a lot. Basically, a little bit of context. The first year I traveled at Paris, I went for 2 weeks because I wanted to see a girl I used to love over there. And I wanted to also like explore Paris. And basically she had to work. She was doing babysitting and all that stuff. So there was like some day where I was like basically by myself. And by those days I was by myself, I went outside and just visited the town. And I don't know if you remember that one church that burned not too long ago.
I don't think
at Paris.
so.
So there's a church, I forgot the name, but it kind of like burned at Paris. Because of I don't know if it was like fire incident or something like that. Either way, that's not the most important thing. Basically, I went to visit that church during my travel, and as I was making my way up, I wanted to go like inside, you know.
Yeah.
But for some odd reason, the closer I was getting to the church, the more weird and I was feeling. Like, for some reason, I was getting closer to the church, I was getting dizzy, I had like a little bit of nausea, something like that. I was kind of like a weird feeling, and I had like a feeling of deja vu, where basically like I would be like in front of that church, but the thing is like I never dream about like being in front of it. And the only thing I can pretty much think of me having those weird feelings and all that stuff, it's because my ancestor used to be from Paris.
Could be.
And I kind of feel like I probably walk on the same step where they went to like have their wedding and all, which is kind of why I had that feeling of like it feels natural for me to be here. Like I have already been there, but also the main reason why I was also feeling sick because when I went back, like to go back to the train station and all, I was feeling okay again.
Interesting. Ooh.
That was very, very weird. I don't know why it happened, but that's the part of the trip at Paris that left me a mark. It was like, did I just walk on my ancestor footstep?
Yeah. Also, people are saying in chat, is it the Notre Dame?
Yes, yes, Notre Dame. Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how to pronounce it. So, ooh,
Yeah, yeah. I forgot the name, but yeah, that's the one.
there you go. Is that all you got for now? Ooh,
Yes, for both trips.
perfect.
That was like.
Alrighty, I'll move on to the next one. What kind of music do you like, and do you have a favorite song or artist?
Um, I'm not too difficult when it comes to music. I listen to a lot of different genre. Um, well, it depends. I say that, but like it kind of depends. Like for example, I like rock, but I like early 2000 rock
Yeah,
because now there's like different genre of rock, and a lot of people sometimes when they would speak about like non-metal rock, people would think of like that soft one that like makes people cry and such.
yeah,
That I'm not speaking about that one. I'm speaking about like Green Day and stuff like that. You know, like those classic.
for sure.
um, I'm also I got a liking not too long ago for jazz. Um,
Yes, yo.
I have a liking for orchestra as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and is there anything else? Oh yeah, electro swing, of course.
Electro Swing.
I like
Nice.
electro swing. Yeah. Now that wouldn't be me because you know we go to Vibe Night every single month
Right.
to say I don't like DJ like electro things. So yes, I do like those as well.
Very nice. Cool.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be going. When it comes to favorite artist, I do have one actually.
Nice.
It's a very very old group. That was called Rhapsody.
Oh,
My
okay.
sister introduced me to that when I was younger. Basically, it's a mix of rock and orchestra,
Oh, okay.
which kind of like gives some like medieval vibes. And they pretty much build their own like music thing around that. But they kind of lost it over time.
Yeah.
Like I would listen to the classic that they did like back then when I was young, which was like one of my favorite, for example, called Emerald Sword. Emerald Sword. Fuck.
Goofy.
That song was a banger. I would listen to the new album that they released
Yeah.
like in I don't know like 2014, for example, where it's like more soft rock. I'm like, what happened? You know?
Yeah. That's cool. Anything else you would like to
And yeah,
add?
I guess I pretty much cover everything to be honest.
Nice.
Otherwise, I like video games music, but I don't think it pretty much goes to like a specific genre. So.
Yeah. Can you share a memorable life lesson or a piece of advice that you've learned?
Oh boy, I got plenty.
Back in my day.
uh, I will go for an obvious one. Because I've told many people about this, and I think it's good, especially for like a lot of people in the furry community as well.
Yep.
Um, I think the best life advice I can give is do not rush relationship things. Now, I know like
Mm-hmm.
I'm a guy that that is seeking, you know, and I used to get depressed over being single and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when I look back at my previous relationship, for example, um, both of them were like very close one to another, and they both ended up in a very, very poor way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of them wanted more, which I kind of like agreed on, and unfortunately, kind of like resulted on like me being like the affectionate of the group, I would say.
Oh, okay.
And I kind of didn't like that, so I either asked like, hey, like either we put a stop to that multi thing, or like I'm leaving, and the guy pretty much chose to stay with the other person, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And a few months later, I was dating another guy, but the relationship was mostly lewd based, which kind of like drift me off at some point
Yeah.
being a totally different guy. Like, I was only being like one lewd guy all the fucking time. I got some help to get out of that, so that's kind of good actually.
Yeah.
But now I still see sometimes some people like after they break up just looking already for like a new partner, or if not getting into a new relationship with a partner.
Yeah.
And
sure.
for that life advice, I would say don't rush into a new relationship like that. Like,
Yeah.
once you have a breakup, take some time for yourself. Take some time to cope about what just happened, to be sure if you're really okay. And don't go and date like anyone that you see that is like seeking, or that is like um that feels like interested towards you. Like, you should date someone that you have feelings for, and that you know that they have feelings for you. That way, you know that the relationship is gonna be much more stable.
Yeah.
Like, learn to know the person before getting with them.
For sure.
Um, Another one that I could share is people shouldn't base their opinion on someone related to what they heard.
Yeah.
Now, that's something I already shared with you, Project, but like, for the sake of the stream, I'm gonna speak about it. Well, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna speak about the thing that I speak to you, but just give
In a
like a
different
few
way.
example.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Like, there's people that doesn't like me anymore. I would say that because they
Yeah.
don't like who I am. But there's people that also doesn't like me because they heard about me from those people that doesn't like me, and they're like, yeah, like, they told me this, so he's a bad guy. Or I would hear
Yeah.
from that specific person that doesn't like me that I'm like in a very specific way, and I'm like, I used to be that way, I'm no longer that way.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, people change over time. Like, I was not perfect at that time. You were not perfect at that time. I'm still
No.
not perfect.
No one's
Nobody is
perfect
perfect,
still.
but
Yeah.
yeah, we're still trying to move on from all the mistake that we did. We have many regrets on probably like things that we did in the past.
Yeah.
I have a lot. I don't know for you.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, you shouldn't judge someone by how they look of what you've heard from them. You should sit down, try to learn about them first,
Yeah.
and see how it goes. Like, do you like this person? Do you dislike them? And after that, you pretty much make your own opinion.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
So basically, like, no matter the mistake that you've made in the past, if you like have regrets over it and you've moved on from it, that's good as well, you know?
Yeah.
Like it pretty much goes as well like as a life lesson. Like if you have regrets on something you did in the past and you pretty much try to move on from it, and so on, you know, because nobody's perfect. We all did like some big whoopsie, tiny whoopsie and whatever. Um that just makes you a better person. Because even if you try to escape your past, in the end, you cannot escape your past. It's still going to haunt you all the time. But what
Yep.
you can do is accept your mistake and move on from it, or learn from it.
Yeah. Learning from it is probably the best option if possible.
Yeah, like I said, I do have like big mistake myself
Yeah.
that I done.
I had mistakes too.
Those are like things that I will never speak of, and
of course.
if it does, it is like bring to life, in some ways, whatever. Like, I will speak about it. Like, yeah, this was a mistake, and all this and that. I am,
Yeah.
you know, like, but yeah.
Sounds good. What are your future plans for a job career?
I don't really have future plan for a job career,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I don't even have like a diploma. So I get fucking left school.
Yeah, fair enough.
Though I have been considering probably returning because jobs, you know.
Yeah.
But I was trying to be a more like independent person, to have like my own job. Like for example, I wanted to go more into like streaming and all.
Yeah, artist kind of thing.
Yeah, like, well, at first I wanted to go like as an artist, like draw for a living and all, but seeing how little commission I was getting, I couldn't do that. So I pretty
Yeah.
much left that out. That's why like I tried to go as a streamer, and honestly, I already see the potential behind that. I just need
Yeah.
to be like more active and all that stuff, you know, be able to furnish more. But
Yeah, exactly.
that's a thing that comes over time, and I'm kind of like more aiming for that now.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty.
But
Oh, sorry. You got
I
more.
will admit I did add like future job dreams in the past,
Yeah.
which was like game dev or game tester, or characters conception for video games or movie.
Okay. Yeah.
Those were like my dreams.
Dream career. Yo.
You.
Right. Let's go to the next one. When did you get started with streaming and, of course, YouTube? And what was your first motive when you started your venture into content creation and/or art?
Well, that's a very complex question.
Yeah. Um.
Okay, so when I started to stream, I did mention that earlier. I started like
Yeah.
well, officially started like on September this year, but there was a time where I did try 4 years before that. I was mostly trying to do art stream.
Yeah.
It didn't really work because I didn't know how to use social media.
Fair enough.
Fuck. Can you ask me like all the other question?
Sure, I can do that. And you start streaming.
Like,
I guess we can go for what was your first motive in starting streaming?
my first motive. Okay, so If we take current moment, that was future goal and money
Yeah.
because here's a big plan, right?
Big plan.
Um, I won't be speaking numbers, but basically, when I was doing commission, um, in one singular month, um, I did less than my first streaming moment
Yeah.
when I got like affiliated, and just that kind of like proved me that like I didn't add enough experience on drawing,
Hmm.
or that I couldn't rely on that only because I was like, what if I finish all my commissions, which I was able to do, at least I
Yeah.
think. Oh, trekking, please,
Go
please,
bird.
thank you.
Oh. Love when that happens.
So yeah, I was like, yeah. So what would happen once I'm done with like all of my commissions? Like, is there any other people that's going to commission me?
Hmm.
Or am I just going to be like waiting and spamming my like commission ref to be like, hey people, you should commission me and all, you know? And probably like
Oh.
don't get anything
Self
out of that.
promo.
So,
Self promo channels.
you so basically with all the with my name a little bit out there with Twitter, I kind of
Yeah.
decided to use that as a potential advantage, especially with all the people that I know, like Tim, you, and
Yeah.
all the other. I was like, you know what? Might as well join them on the streaming community. I got a lot of contact in there. Um, like I have people that already support me no matter what I'm doing. So let's go back there.
Yeah.
I know I started like 4 years ago, but I was trying to do streaming art. And again, this was something that I was aiming for, streaming and art at the same time.
Yeah.
But the streaming part never actually worked at the time.
Hmm. Are you planning to do that in the future then, or are you just mostly trying to aim for games this time?
I'm more trying to aim for games. The
Yeah.
reason being that since I don't have like any diplomas, like I mentioned earlier, um, I cannot really make myself go to like a gaming company and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And for some reason, whenever like I stream a game, um, even if like I've only been so far been doing like 2 hours of streaming,
Yeah.
I enjoy those 2 hours every single time because it kind of
Mhm.
just feels like I'm being like a game tester,
Yeah, for sure.
aka something that I wanted to do for a dream job. And it's hard to say no to like a feeling that brings you like that feeling of like I wanted to do that for a living.
Hmm. I do know there's stuff on Steam where you can actually request access for early testing. If you ever had like a huge interest in that. Ooh.
And yeah, I mean that's not gonna be for now.
Yeah, of course. Just ideas.
Yeah.
The other one is art as well, if you want to do that one too. Like, what was your first motive on doing art?
So first motive for doing art, it's kind of like an interesting one.
Oh,
Um, Basically, when I was like at primary school, or middle school, I think it was more like middle school actually.
yeah.
Um, I didn't really add any friend. In fact, I was like the guy that was like being bullied at school.
Yeah.
I already spoke about that like in one of my stream, but yeah. Um, and basically, since I didn't add any friend, what I pretty much did, I pretty much draw a character, and I was like, that's my only friend, aka imaginary friend. And when some
Imaginary.
people in my class saw me like
Yeah.
drawing and such, they were like, "Yo, you're so good and all. Can you draw this? Can you draw that?"
Oh,
And
yeah. You must have hated that.
well, no, actually, I kind of like that
You liked
because
it. Oh,
since since I used to be bullied and I didn't add any friends, it kind of just felt like a huge reverse of what I was feeling and getting.
yeah.
And I wanted eventually to kind of just aim for that as like not a living but like a passion and all. Because my living back then was
Yeah.
still like gaming stuff. But eventually I found a teacher that was like that saw that I was struggling with math and I was not progressing too quickly and all. So she was like, okay, so mind that I was like 18 when she told me that, right? 18 or 19.
Yeah.
She was like, what do you want to go when you're older? So I'm like, well, game dev or game tester, of course. And she's like, well, seeing how like you're not going through your math quickly, you're gonna get out of school at the age of 30.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to get your job. And when she told me that, I was just like destroyed, you know? I was like,
Mhm.
bruh. So I pretty much threw school out the window and I was like, you know what? I know how to draw. I'm gonna make money out of that.
Yeah.
And that became my main focus.
For me, what my brain instinct went there is like, I'm gonna prove you wrong, but
Well,
my
that was
brain, of
pretty
course.
much what.
Oh.
That's pretty much the main thing that I said when I got out of class. I was like, I'm gonna prove
Oh,
you
okay.
wrong. But I guess
we're
it
gonna
never
move
happened.
on to the next one. You.
Yo.
What are your proudest achievements or moments in life so far?
Proudest achievement and moments so far.
Yeah, what are your proudest
Um,
achievements or moments in life so far?
Nothing. No.
Well, here's the end of the stream, folks.
um, to be real, fuck, that's like a rough one.
Yep.
I think something I could be proud of is to be able to speak English because, like I mentioned to a lot of people, in my town there isn't, even if it's like part of Canada, you would expect people to speak English in that town, but there's not a lot.
Yeah.
So like I'm part of the few people in this town that like actually speak English.
For sure.
Aside from that, I don't really have like a lot of like things that I'm kind of like proud or anything because I don't feel like I have accomplished much yet.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong, you know. It's like since it's pretty much
It's just you can't
on
think
the
of it at the
spot
moment,
as a
right?
question. Yeah, at the moment I cannot think of anything. So.
Yeah. That's fair though. The next one is, do you have any interesting or unique talents or skills that you would like to share?
I do actually.
Wow.
So, funny enough, I do have a lot of psychological sense when it comes to like people talking to me by either like DM on Discord or like if they are with me like on VR chat.
Also, how
I'm
will
able
Lord
to know
Delta?
like when like I'm able to read their body language.
Yeah.
So basically, I can know like if someone is lying to me, if they're nervous and all that stuff, which is kind of dope.
That's pretty cool
I
because you can't really tell how people are since it's VR chat most of the time.
Well, it's only like specific reaction that you need to learn.
Yeah.
Another thing that I apparently I didn't know that I was able to do. I'm apparently able to do hypnosis as well.
Yeah. You're goofy.
I had someone trying with me, and yeah, apparently I'm able to do that, which is kind of dope, if you want my opinion.
Yeah. Also, just a sec. Lord Delta, just letting you know, don't mention any viewers, how many people are watching. We try to stay out of that. Thank you. Just for future, as you were saying.
Yeah, like it's not something you would expect usually, like to see like someone, oh, like this guy know how to do hypnosis.
Right.
Now, with those two aside, I guess there's also like the photography, but this I had like a little bit of help over time. Funny enough, photography is something that I even started before.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something that I started before even getting in VR. There was a time when I was like still at high school. I played that one game called Dead Rising at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Dead Rising?
In
Sounds familiar.
In one of those games, you pretty much play a journalist that is stuck in a mouthful of zombie, and you can take picture of the zombies or take selfies with them.
Right.
And I kind of just thought it was like so goofy yet so funny. And since art and photography are like basically both something similar, I kind of tried to go in that, which I was able to take some pretty picture, but the main issue that I had with doing that is I didn't know where to go and where to start to get contract.
Oh, okay.
So basically I had like that one camera that my parent bought to me that is like very expensive at home, but I never properly used it, which is why like when I went to IntroCon, I just felt it was a bummer that I didn't bring that with me.
Oh, so true though, because that would have been awesome.
Yeah, and after my last breakup on VR chat, well, my last breakup actually, I kind of remember that I had this part of me that kind of liked taking pictures, so I pretty much went back to that. I was like, I was like, might as well go and try to go and get back to that. Plus, it pretty much helped me at getting better memory, stuff that I could keep in mind eventually in the future and be like, hey, I remember that one night, like with that person, like we cuddled the fuck crap of like the day or whatever,
Right.
And it does cheer people's up as well. Like, I mean, sometimes I would like just speak to someone if they had like a bad day or whatever, or if they just feel a little bit like worthless or whatever. I'm just like, remember that picture? I took that because I care about you and all, and it pretty much just is enough like to put a smile in their face.
That's cool.
So yeah, that's like another thing that I am like pretty much decent on doing too. So yeah, pretty much like body language, with a lie detector in it, if you could say, hypnosis and photography.
Amazing. Um, the next one is, how do you handle challenges or setbacks in life?
Challenge or what?
Or setbacks. Challenges or
What does it mean?
setbacks in life.
What does it mean?
Would be a good example of this. Basically, you have
following
a
the
problem and
concept.
you're trying to solve the problem. And how did you handle it? Basically.
Ah, okay.
One of those. Kind of like, I guess,
So-
dealing with drama or whatever. Those would be
Okay, so I'm
considered
gonna
a
start with
challenge.
I'm gonna start with like a casual challenge, right?
Yeah.
If I just take my current situation right now, it's no secret that I'm like almost bankrupt right now.
Yeah.
I go by a process of course, I panic sometime, or I'm getting stressed out of it, but I go in a process of like, look at the issue, analyze it, find ways to handle the problem, and then solve the problem. And of course, between the solving and the thing in between, I pretty much usually slip a little something that is like plan
Yeah.
B. So if things doesn't go right on what I plan, well, I do have a little something that can help me out.
Yeah.
So basically, it's just a matter of like, the way I can do it, it's pretty much like, I look at the issue, try to find a solution with a last resort plan, and pretty much trying to find the solution on it.
Yeah.
When it comes to drama stuff, I used to do the similar thing, except I would like approach the person whenever they feel comfy.
Mm-hmm.
Reassure them, like make sure that they're like well accepted, well loved, and all that stuff, you know. That's why cuddles are important.
Yeah.
Let them speak their mind and listen, and then get advice or try to help, you know. But again, it depends on the type of drama you're dealing with, because there is some drama that, unfortunately, when I learn the whole things, I'm kind of like, yeah, I kind of don't want to mess with that, or
Yeah.
you fucked up too hard for me, you know. Now, like I mentioned, it really, really depends on like I know I spoke earlier about like, yeah, like if you did a mistake and you're trying to like walk away from it, that's cool, you know. You're walking away from your
Yeah.
mistake and you don't want to do the same mistake again. You know, I said that earlier.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between like doing it at the current moment and having done the mistake at the time and trying to move on, you know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because when you do that at the current moment, you're pretty much still unsure if the person is still going to do that again or not.
Mm-hmm. The one thing
So
too.
it really depends.
Yeah. The one thing too. We're always friends with people, but we're also not professionals. That people have to keep in mind. So if you do need like serious help or something like that, then you should see professional help.
Yeah, I mean, I do know I have like my fair share of moments. I mean, the number of people that told me you should go seek a professional, but I'm like, I
Right.
don't have the money. I don't have the money.
Here, give me some money so I can see.
Like,
Oh. Yeah.
like,
I'm just more talking in
you know,
general.
like, yeah, it's good to recommend a professional, but sometimes there's people that just cannot afford that.
Yeah.
You also need to know your own limitation on how much you can help. So
Yeah, exactly. Because you can't. It's sometimes really hard if you take it too far, to try to help someone.
yeah,
So there's only so much you can do.
yep, exactly. I would need to go AFK for a minute.
Okay,
Is that okay?
we can wait. Yeah, it's all good.
Okay.
You can be
Yo,
AFK
chat,
here
they can
or
join me while
just
I'm going pretzel.
pretzel.
I'm going
Oh,
pretzel for a moment.
pretzel moment. I hope you get better, Spyro. My favorite season is winter, so it's kind of like, ooh, winter's coming along. Whoa. But yeah, I do hope you feel better though. I need to figure out who's next in line for my Q&As. I still got quite a few people to do. How are you, Project? I'm doing good. Yeah, it's not horrible, just tired and drinking lots of water. Debating on if I should go to work tomorrow. Fair enough. I would just say just wait until the next day, see how you feel, but it's up to you. Whoa. The
Where the
Q&A is not.
fuck am I?
You're under the table. Goofy. The Q&A is not really a new thing. I did it with 2 other people currently.
Hi.
Hi. Was Crimson the first person? Yeah, first person was Crimson, then Seahawk, now Zav. And now I just gotta do quite a few others that are planned to do. I just haven't planned them yet. So we're doing Zath today.
Yo.
Yo. So true.
Alright. You had something else to ask me? Or
There's still a few questions left.
cool.
5 specifically. Are there any goals or
Right,
dreams you're currently working towards? Oh, did I interrupt you?
Yeah, I try to say cool. After that, it's chat to ask me question.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay, so if I have a goal that I want to accomplish,
Yeah. Dreams or
yeah, I
work?
mean, I want to be.
Oh.
I mean, there's 2 goals actually. I have one dream and one goal that I try to accomplish right now.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 dreams. First dreams is to be able eventually to find the perfect partners, of course.
Yeah.
Because I'll only be like myself. I mean, eventually,
Yeah.
like you kind of want someone in your life.
Especially kind of where you're from. In a way.
It doesn't have to be like in person. It could be like online as well. It's just
Yeah.
a matter of finding the perfect person, or someone I know I could get good with.
Get along. Yeah.
Yeah. other dream is to be able to succeed into streaming as well.
Mhm.
I know my setup is not the proper one right now
Or the best.
to
Yeah.
or the best, but I still want to be able to succeed and do a good living out of that. You know, like you're like, all right, this week's schedule is gonna be this, this, and this, and like have that like as my main source of work and stuff. You know, like
Yeah.
stop relying on like tiny job or whatever that I'm finding like on the market.
Exactly. Yeah.
And as for goal, I kind of want to join the Vibe Night team as a photographer. So
You. That'll be sick.
I already applied. It's more a matter of waiting for now.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Getting in the Vibe Night team.
Yeah.
So the next one is, what is your philosophy on life, or do you have any guiding principles?
You know, I only have like one brain cell, right?
Right. I'm gonna have to explain it in like simple terms.
Yes, please. My brain is not that developed to know what you mean by that.
Let me think of some examples. I would kind of say it's more towards what we kind of discussed a bit earlier, kind of like your life lessons in life. But for guiding principles part, that one is more towards what do you think is guiding you to where you are kind of today, as in like what standard you go by.
Um, I think it's kind of like another one.
Yeah.
Because I keep saying to some people that I'm not a believer guy. And what I mean by I'm not a believer guy is
Yeah.
I'm not a guy that's gonna like, for example, believe that let's just say like John Cena is gonna drop by like at this cafe or like oh
Yeah.
he actually came to that cafe, you know. Like I'm more like a truthful person where I'm gonna be like, no, he never came here, you know? We don't have any
Yeah.
proof or anything about it. Like, and even if it does hurt sometimes to like hear something actually true, like I'd rather accept that than have like fake beliefs and just be
Yeah.
sad a crap ton like later on. Um, this is pretty much the thing that makes me move forward. But there's also
Yeah.
the fact that I'm like a person that likes to listen. And since I pretty much mentioned my body language thing earlier, also see what the person wants and all that stuff, you know, like I want to see like how people are around me. Are they okay? Are they trying to learn how what kind of person I am? Do they want to be my friends or not?
Yeah.
Like, um, like basically just listen and like speak facts basically most of the time. Like
Mm-hmm.
that might be why like I'm a bit of a dum dum because um I pretty much just carve my own way of like
Yeah.
not believing stuff and pretty much just be like, yeah, there's only me and me only, and everyone that is like on my way, they have a reason to be there.
Yeah.
Like, I've met this person for a reason. Um, or sometimes I just don't think about it, you know.
Yeah.
um, but I usually go by that, and yeah, like it's pretty much a matter of like,
Mhm.
do I trust this person? Do I not trust this person? Considering on like how they are like acting with me.
Yeah, which makes sense.
But it's mostly a part of like me, like I said, being more realistic than a believer. So
Yeah. Can you describe a time when you stepped out of your comfort zone and what you learned from it?
oh yeah, I mean, you mean like in general, or
Just any time of your life that you stepped out of your comfort zone, I would say.
so there was one. I don't know if you heard of it because you were pretty sleepy. At Vibe Night.
Probably not then.
Oh, oh,
I was probably past the
when that was
crap
like
out.
explained. So I use then sometime I'm still a bit social anxious.
Yeah.
But I used to be very to have like a huge social anxiety issue. Like the legit, I
Yeah.
would show up like to a public lobby and I would like be dead silent.
Hmm.
Um, basically, there's that one friend of mine I called Jordan.
Yep.
That brought me to Vine Night the first time because he pretty much found me and pretty much had an interest towards me because I had like Phantom Sense and like I like Proot and all that stuff. So
Hmm.
um, he brought me to Vibe Night. I was fucking scared the first time I got there.
Yeah.
Like too many people. The energy that Celia was spreading was like way too much for me and all. Um, I didn't even stay like an hour before leaving.
Yeah.
Um, eventually, I think 2 months after, I tried to work a little bit on myself.
Hmm.
But by the way I went to that or working on myself, I was pretty much pushing myself. I was like, okay, if I don't get there and don't interact with anyone, I am not going to improve in my life.
Yeah.
So what
Exactly.
I did is I went to that Vime night. That Jordan didn't invite me that time because I did the first time. When he
Hmm.
saw me, it was like, hey, I was not expecting to see you there. And I kind of just vibed on my own, but I was kind of like just looking around, still a bit quiet. And all. The first big step for me was like to get somewhere with a lot of people without panicking.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
that, over time, I pretty much started to interact more with Cilio. Um, Now I was mostly sticking with Cilio, which he did introduce me to some people over time.
Yep.
And the more I got introduced to some people that I didn't know, the more I kind of saw that there was still some good in the world. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, there is a way to talk with people without them being mean or anything with you. And I mean, I'm not barging on people now and be like, hey, yo, what's up, you know? Like,
Yeah. Of course. Like you did in the
I
past
like
a
to
bit.
stay yeah, I like to stay like myself, and if I do have a reason to go speak to someone, I will go speak to them.
Hmm.
Um, but aside from that, I'm pretty much like now. I'm vibing. I'm gonna go speak that, and if this person is speaking to someone else, I'm gonna join the conversation, and I'll.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a matter of like taking it one step at a time, even if it's a long process and a hard one. As long as you push yourself to do like one thing every single time
For
that
sure.
can help you improve, it's still progress. Like, and
Hmm.
this is pretty much how I got out of my bubble. Now, I won't go about over like the whole process of like
Yeah. Of course.
the lewd thing of like when I got out of my relationship, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But this is also like an example of like, hey, I got help, but I mostly had to work on it by myself, and now I don't do what I used to do before because I used to be scared of myself at that time, of how like crazy I was. And I was scared of the people as well because I was like, is there a time where I'm gonna bump on someone that is like, for example, like lying about their age, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Um, so that's kind of why like I was trying to work on myself, which I was able to do, and now I'm more a tame person. But yeah, all of
Mm-hmm.
that just to say that like it's a slow process to get better at yourself, improve in
For sure.
life. But even if you need a little push of someone, at some point you need to push yourself to get through what you're going.
Yep.
And eventually you're just going to break out of that bubble. It's not easy, but it's something doable.
Mm-hmm. I think that's pretty much it on that one, I assume.
Yes.
Cool. Who
So people
was
with social anxiety, try that.
right? Who has been the most influential person in your life and why?
Influential, like
Yeah.
for where I am right
Inspiring.
now.
Yeah.
So I would be lying to say my parents because my parents, I have no similarity with them. Not even
Yeah.
my sister.
That's fair.
um actually um I think I'm mostly, man, do I have like a model that made me where I am right now? Because I pretty much self-taught myself a lot of things
Yeah.
the more I grew up. But the thing is, I never actually had any friends, so I don't think I
Mm-hmm.
had someone that made me who I am today. I just kind of learn over time
Yeah.
what was I doing was wrong and pretty much work on that to like improve and be
Yeah.
like someone better. And I'm kind of like trying to pass that down like to others as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I can. It's like the. I think it's like the other question. Like I cannot truthfully answer aside from saying that because I think for me,
Yeah.
saying that I pretty much did it by my own, that's mostly the truth.
Yeah. For me, I don't. For me as well, I kind of don't have anyone influential either. So it's kind of like, eh. The only thing I
Mm.
could say is probably the Sea Cadets that I was in, but that was it.
Mm.
I guess you can call that a sense of purpose. But anyway,
Yes.
do you have any favorite quotes or sayings that you can resonate with?
Any quote that I can resonate?
And that's the final question. Oh.
Um. I'm trying to find one, but like there's
Quickly,
just so
Google
many,
search.
and I'm like, whoa, yeah, I need to Google search. Give me one moment.
Oh.
um, actually, no, I don't really have a quote. At least
No
I
quotes.
don't know
Interesting.
any that real. I don't have one that I know that connects to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I don't know.
Alrighty. Fair enough. Now, before we end the goofy awe, would chat have
Chat,
any questions for the Zath? Or of me, of course.
chat moment. Yo.
Chat time. Whoa. Was your first VR chat avatar your current protogen, or did you start out with a different species slash proto?
I actually started with something different. Interesting enough. Um,
Thank you for the follow, Brandy.
so if we're speaking my actual first avatar, um, I used to be part of a community that was called a
Yeah,
Kitten Marching Band. So basically, we would go like into
I
public world in VR
think I
chat
remember those.
uh, as a group, and we will be like a little parade, just walking around playing some cute music, and then we would go back to our own world. Not to annoy
Yep,
people, but just to like spread happiness, you know.
for sure.
Now I used to be uh, the Black Devil cat on this
Oh,
world most of the time. To a point that like there's one guy that was like wearing the Grim Reaper avatar that was like, all right, you're my son now.
funny.
um, Now that was before I got my hand on like how to make an actual 3D model. To make an actual 3D model, my first model was a bunny and an achi, basically. Um, Black and white, highly inspired from like Joker from Persona 5. Because all the people in the Discord
Yeah,
of that KMB thing was calling me like the trickster because they never knew what to expect from me. So I pretty much rolled with it.
yeah,
But if we're going to actual species that are like currently still up and popular on VRChat, um, I didn't add the avatar before, but people were remembering me as such. I used to be Nardoragon before.
ooh,
I
Nardo.
was using a public model, and people do remember me as a Nardo. It's just after my breakup with that one hex that I had that I was like, you know what? I need to move on with my life, so I should change
Yeah,
species because I feel like I'm stuck in the past. So I went to go protogen.
protogen.
But yeah, that's pretty much how it went, basically.
Alrighty. Any other questions before? We'll just wait a few minutes.
Yeah.
What is your favorite furry species other than protogen or wicker beast?
I made a tier list eventually on that.
A tier list. Oh,
Now, are we speaking? Are we speaking VR chat only or in general?
VR
That's
chat
my
only or
question.
general? Ooh,
Yeah,
in general, he Spyro says.
in general. Okay. I had them noted in a tier list. Because there's like just so many like species. So
Yeah,
like if you could give me like one moment, I'm gonna go get that.
grabbing the tier
Um,
list real quick.
I remember which one. I was with Crimson when I did that. So.
The Goofy,
The question is like which one was it? Shh.
right?
Um, not this one. Um, yeah, because there's just like so many furry species that it's like it's hard to remember everything, everyone, and all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So I should be able to find it pretty quickly. There's like not a lot on that tier link. But hey, it gives people at least time to find and come out with new questions. So.
Yeah.
That the one. It is the one. Cool. Okay, I found it.
Whoa.
So I like the shark species as well.
The shark species. Whoa.
Now, don't get me wrong, right? But like, sharks are does have very interesting art. I will say that. And you know, as a bi guy, I mean, I still like female girl and all that stuff, you know, and I'm like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. I like what the, I like that. Aside from shark, there's also dragon. Now, this one is probably not a surprise because
Yep.
I did mention that I was my favorite rock band, music band was like rock medieval orchestra music.
Yep.
And I used to have like that medieval moment in life. So like for me liking Dragon, that's like classic, you know? Like
Yeah.
and the another one that I really like is the synth.
The synth. Yo. That's an interesting one.
We don't hear about that often, but like I think they're like very underrated. Like I like the mechanical design and all that stuff that they have.
Yeah.
Um
Also, 13 Seahawks says, did somebody say shark species? Oh.
yes, I like the sharks, Siak. They're part of my favorite species on the furries. Well, yeah, yeah.
No comment.
Classic Zetmoin.
Yeah.
But yeah, the synth I think are like very underrated. Like I genuinely do like, and I was considering at some point getting myself a synth, but it kind of just slipped off my mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess considering like favorite species other than Protogen and Wicker, I guess I could say those three are like part of my
Top
favorite.
tier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions, chat? Any repeating questions, of course, we won't do since we don't want to repeat ourselves 50 times over in a 1 hour stream. Well, actually, almost 2 hours.
No, 2 hour, no? Yeah,
No way.
maybe.
Oh, yes, 13. Why are you cute, Seth? What?
What?
The best question of all time.
I'm not cute. How dare you call me cute?
Oh, Spyro has a good question. You previously talked about joining the furry fandom, but how did you get to know / meet Project Timidator and or Crimson?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good actually.
Back in my day.
Back in my day. Okay, so
We're going back to the days of disco.
That was a very long process, but I need to go back in time now.
Yep.
So basically, at that time I was still at the Kid and Marching Band, aka 2017, 2018. This is where I kind of started to be more into like the furry fandom, but I was not fully like agreeing on being part of it. I was still like looking at some stuff online because curious that whoa.
Ooh, so true.
um I don't even know where I'm going with that. It's not even where it started.
You want to start where you met Project Timinator? I guess.
No. I know where I know where it
Oh,
started.
okay.
The thing is like I cannot speak about you and Tim without mentioning how I've met the others as well.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
So basically I fully accepted myself as a furry back in like end 2020, early 2021, you know? So
Yeah.
in 2021, this is where I was pretty much, well, fully furry at that point because I pretty much accepted myself in there. And classic funny me was like going on some funny websites, you know, and liking some picture and stuff like that. And after I got dumped, the next year by my ex, um, I pretty much found myself alone because the people that I've met before were like part of the community that I used to be part of.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this one guy that I mentioned earlier, Jordan, pretty much found me, like I mentioned, introduced me to some prodigious people that he knew because I did mention that I had a prodigious, which at that time was like still mint and kiwi, but I was still seen as like a Nardoregan. And that was pretty much a group of friends that this Jordan guy was like pretty much like hanging out with. Now it didn't start off too well because I was very
Yeah.
anxious back then, and like Jordan pretty much tried to introduce me to some other people with in different
Mm-hmm.
server, which kind of worked a little bit more, but I was still too shy for that. Until yeah, like eventually he introduced me to Celio, which well,
Phew.
Celio pretty much um it took me a bit of time for me and Celio to start talking, but
Yeah.
Celio was part of the first person that I've met. And eventually Jordan introduced me to this brute or this person called Steel, aka Torn the Prodigen.
Yeah.
Very, very cuddly bean. And this Thorn introduced me to Disco, the Protogen. What I've learned over time is that Disco was the one that made my ex Protogen, funny enough,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of like made me a little bit uncomfy. But at some point during 2022, Disco pretty much reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I've made this server, this community, like on Discord if you want to join." And since I was pretty much back on my own, well, I mean, I pretty much joined Discord server. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, new opportunity to probably meet some people. This is where I've met Project over time.
Wow.
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 Now I was mentioning funny website earlier, and that the reason behind that it's because at some point during 2022, I was chilling with Disco, and I was like, well, I went back to that website and I saw like a picture that was very familiar, and that picture very familiar was Disco actually.
Mm-hmm.
And we commented each other like on our profile, and I was like, "Yo, Disco, did you know that we knew each other for like a year, but we never actually met and talked before?"
Funny.
So we met by funny website, which was kind of like funny,
Right?
and Disco is the main reason how I've met Tim. Like they were doing a funny game night. Um, At first, I was very skeptical about Tim. I was like, "Who is this guy? Why is he here? Why is he already a mod and all that stuff?" You know. Um, but after Tim came to introduce himself to us, um, this is where I was like, "He's
Yeah.
a very good guy," and like, we never pretty much let go since then.
Yeah. Sparkshot
That's pretty much
did add that he met you around 2021.
yes.
Yeah.
This is where I fully considered myself as a furry.
Ah, back in the good old day.
Yes.
All right. Any last questions before we send you guys off? We'll just give it a minute since I think we gone on for a bit long enough. So we'll do one more last question. If anyone has one.
Better ask something, otherwise I'm gonna vor.
No,
No.
I don't have anything else. Thanks for talking through everything. Cool. Yes, Spyro.
Nice.
Alrighty. Sounds good. Thank you for Zath for joining on the amazing Q&A. Oh,
Hey, no problem.
cool. Now, gonna send you
Cool.
guys to the cool screener.
What?
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 Oh, screener time.
There you go. I have to just check the chat for a moment.
Right?
Yo, you better do a good hashtag for Scranner.
Oh, you're one of those people
Yeah.
that want tags.
You should do a hashtag.
No, I don't think Zath licking me is gonna be the thumbnail of the video. That'd be goofy though. Oh.
Yeah, you can make the hashtag Zatlick Project.
Okay, sure. Zath licks Project 18 plus. No. There you go, I guess. I don't usually use tags, but sure. Wow. That's pretty good. Anyway, see y'all later. Goodbye.
Boy, boy.